Good morning, noon or night everyone, depending on when you're watching this. Welcome back to the Crackpack on the Streamcraft server. Now, you may notice I'm not doing any more Ice Magic at the moment. I have recorded an episode, I've just not uploaded it just yet. Now the reason for that is, I've not got much time. The enderdragon fight is this weekend on Saturday, and today is Thursday. So I've got 2 days to prepare, and Ice Magic isn't where I need to be right now. I'll still be using the spells I made, and that episode will be out soon. I don't know when, but hopefully before the End Dragon fight when I release that. I don't know. I'll work something out. Anyway, we need to work on something to help us with it. Now, we can fly. We've got our thermostatic harness. That's no problem. I'm not wearing it right now. I've got my thaumaturge stuff on. But we don't have any defense. Not really. We've been using this cheap armor I've been finding in dungeon chests, and it's not good enough. So, we are going to make something very, very special. We are going to make runic armor. Now, I hinted about this in the previous episode. Runic armor is basically, let me try and explain it. It's basically an armor that'll take hits before I take hits. It's a bit complex to understand. Basically, well, it's not that complex. With armor, generic armor you wear, you will take a percentage of the hits depending on how much armor you have. If you have runic armor, you will take no hits until that armor is out of charge. Once that armor is out of charge, then you'll start taking damage. And that's about the same strength as leather armor when it's not charged up. So this is what we're going to make. And it requires some of these primal charms, which is one of each shard, some gold and some Salus Mundus. Some fabric, some nitor, a scribing tool, and a piece of gold armor for each of them. And a lot of this potentia, magic, and armor stuff. Now, I've got plenty of potentia. I've made plenty of that stuff. Magic, we've got a whole jar of it here. And we've got nearly a full jar of it over there. And the armor pieces, we've got plenty there. I've done the maths and there's more than enough there. So, we're going to get started. I'll put everything in this chest that we need. So we're going to start off with just a helmet. Just because it's the simplest to make. And I don't know where my other primal charms have gone. I've only got 2 here. I'm sure I made 4. I don't know where the other 2 have gone. That's fine. I'll dig them out in a minute. And we need some nitor, need some enchanted fabric, and we're going to need some amber. So we're going to pop out there like that. Oh, and some scribing tools, of course. So, we'll make the helmet first. The helmet needs a helmet, a primal charm, one of each. Everything else is raining. I've still not put a roof on this thing. I really should get around to doing that. Now, so we want to put our gold helmet in there, like so. Scribing tools, primal charm. We want to put nitor there. You see, I've made some more of these arcane pedestals as well. Then let's put fabric there, and unfortunately there's no pairing for the amber, so I'll just pop that there. I need a wand, and my wand's actually downstairs in the in this thing. Come here, you. Did I put the charm? No, I didn't put them in there. Okay, I don't know where I put them. I'll dig them out in a moment. So, I'm going to go up here. A wand. I could have used the other one that's in my... I could have used that one, but... You know, it doesn't feel right. Best use the best one for this. So, I'll give that a little whack. Now, we've got one of everything spare, apart from the scribing tools. We'll just take one of them. Just in case things go wrong. Okay, looking good so far. Nothing's popping off. Oh, okay, that popped off. Let's pop that back on. Did that get taken in? Let's pop that there. Oh, and now the amber's gone. Great, luckily we've got all these pedestals laying around. I'm having to clean it up in a moment. Hopefully it's taken everything. I can't really keep track of what is missing. Did it take the primal charm? I'm going to put another one there just in case. No, it made it. It made it. Great. Okay, so we'll just leave that there for now and I'll clean all this up. But we have our first piece of runic armor. The runic headpiece. And see, it has a charge of 8 of 8. Pop it on our head. It doesn't render. It doesn't render anything. But our hearts now, you see these like arcane runes over it? If I take damage now, the runes will take damage before I do. So, this has got 8 charges on it, so it can take like 8 punches, I guess, or like few hits with a diamond, well, probably 2 hits with a diamond sword. I think each one of these registers to half a heart. I'm not too sure, but we'll have to test that in a moment. I am going to build the rest of these using the stuff I've got here. I need to clean this up first, don't I? So I'll be cleaning this up, and after that I will come back with a full set of enchanted armour. Back in a moment. Alright guys, so I finished making my armour, and you see I've made a little bit of a mess for some taint, some flux up here. I will clean it up eventually, but I have myself some nice armour. I'm going to move it out of the way. So all this armour basically has a different amount of charge on it. It can range from 8 on the smaller pieces to 16 on the legs and 24 on the chest piece. You can also combine the head, the runic headpiece, and the runic shoes, the runic boots. You can combine them with the boots of the traveller and the goggles of revealing, and they will just basically give you the charge of the runic foot piece with the ability to move around quicker with the boots on, like that, and jump higher. The same thing as the boots normally do. Just basically allowing you to have both on them, so you don't have to choose between them. And the same thing with the headpiece. I can now see all my nodes up there and all of the you know, what's inside these jars. So that's basically what these do. And you see, we've got a little. I can't actually show you in here because it disappears. But my little runes are on there. We're going to go downstairs quickly, and we're going to go find a zombie to beat us up a little bit. Okay, so I can't find a zombie or anything, but that's no problem. I have something that's just as good. I have this thing. It's called a dynamism tablet. I really need to move my Ars Magica bar there so we can see a bit easier. Anyway, this is a dynamism tablet. This is from Formic Tinkerer. This is like a add-on to Formcraft. And what basically does, it acts as a player. Wherever this little needle pointed, it's like a little circle at the top here. Wherever it points, I can place something in there, and it will either left click or right click. I can also rig this up to be a to work on a redstone signal. So anything I place in here, this tablet will use. Now I have my diamond sword here. It's got sharpness 4 on it. It's just one I found in the dungeon somewhere. We will be making a better sword, so don't worry. I'm going to pop this guy in here. You can see it starts hovering there. And if I place anything, I think even if a block there, it will start to interact with whatever's there. Now, there's a little bit buggy if that's the case, but if I move here, it hits me. And that took 2 of the little runes off my hearts. There we are. And you can see, I'm not taking any damage, just the runes are going. So let's just keep going, and keep going. There we go, and now I'm taking damage. But now my runes will start to recharge. They'll start off with the foot piece, go up the way up to 8, and then the legs, and then the chest, and then the goggles. So we're not too bad, we're not in bad shape, but we can make these things better. So we can enchant them. Now in here, off the runic armor piece, we have runic armor upgrades. These are basically all the types of enchantments you can put on them, and they're all enchanted by using infusion crafting, and it requires the type of shard you want as well. Depends on the type of enchantment you want. So we have anything from energetic, which helps regenerate the runic charge quicker, augmented, which increases the amount of charge each piece can have. We can do kinetic feedback, which basically hurts hurts whoever's attacking us when the shielding becomes breached, when we run out of runic charge. Revitalizing feedback, which gives us like a health buff when the armor gets breached. Hardened, which the amount of the actual armor protects us, because as you can see on the bar there, I still have armor slots. You know, if I start taking these off, the armor slots do go down. So even when this stuff is empty, it provides about the same level of strength as like leather armor, I believe. So it ain't too bad, but we can upgrade that as well. Or we can do some emergency shielding. There we are. When it breaches, we instantly add 8 or more charge spread amongst the armor pieces. Each charge upgrades each piece where you're wearing adds 8 charge. So we're looking at 32 charges back on here, so that's full helmet and boots, half of that and a third of that. So I don't know what I'm going to add on here. I'm thinking putting a couple of energetics so we recharge it a bit quicker. And maybe a bit more augmented. And maybe one on emergency shielding, I'm thinking. Just the one, just to kind of, for that little extra, for that little bit of help. So, we are going to need, for a couple of energetic, we're going to need some fire shards. And then for the augmented, we're going to need some order shards. And then for the last one, we're going to need some air shards for the emergency shielding. I'm going to have trouble saying that, aren't I? So I'm going to get some stuff put together, and I'm going to start enchanting all this stuff. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so after a bit of work and a bit of magic and a bit of trading some shards with Justice, who's also on the server, his link's below, I have some nice armour. Now I have my headpiece, which we've energized, so that'll give me 20% fast regeneration. We have the runic chest piece, which I've just added augmented onto it, so it's got now 36 charge as opposed to the 24 it did have, which is pretty nice actually. We have the runic leg piece, which has emergency shielding. I'm getting it right, and so does the boot. I'm not going to say it again. So now we are pretty good. We're pretty okay to be defended from the enderdragon. Now we're going to leave it there for now, because the episode's about that length now. And next time we're going to work on weaponry, full-on warfare weaponry, and of course it's going to be magic. So I'll see you all in the next one when we prepare our arsenal. Bye bye.